Hello Materos and Materas, and welcome to another Yerba Mate review. Today what I'll be trying out, well, let me tell you first, if I totally botched this name, I'm sorry, but it looks like ROAPIPÓ, if I'm pronouncing that right. And this is a organic yerba mate from Argentina, and it's elaborada con palo, which basically means it has the stems from the plant itself, so it's kind of like a whole leaf thing you're getting. You're getting the leaf and the stems from the plant all together. So you are going to see some stems in there, and it comes from the original plant. And basically that normally means that this is going to be a little bit suave, like a little bit more smooth and maybe not quite as strong tasting. So looking forward to giving this one a try and let you know what I think of it. I did open it up and I gave it a really good smell. And if you take a look in there, you can see these leaves are really dark compared to some of the other yerba mates. And it makes me think that these are older yerba mate plants that are picked, perhaps, because I do see a lot of dark green, some a little lighter, but a lot of browns. And, you know, of course, you got the stems. And it's quite a mixture of cuts in there, quite a bit of fine cut, a lot of really fine ground up stems, like some white powder I see in there, especially when you shake it around a little bit. And that must create a certain smoothness to it. It's an interesting blend in there. And like I said, it's got the really dark leaves. I'm thinking that'll create like a sweeter taste because it's probably from some older yerba mate plants. And when I take a smell of this, that smells really good. It smells like you're just taking a stroll through a really rich, soiled, old rainforest. Kind of has that dark green flavor, smell to it, and a little bit of wheat I pick up, like a bread wheat. Interesting, very, very rich smelling. So I think this would be really good to try out. So I'm really looking forward to giving this one a try. And so I'm going to get this baby brewed up and we'll see what we got. Okay, so I've been giving this one a try. And now I am into my fourth cycle here. I'll top that off. And I kind of wanted to show that as I'm getting into my fourth cycle, because I have to say when I did my first cycle with this, I was pretty disappointed. It seemed really flat, didn't have any kind of bubbles. It had a little sweetness to it, a little bit of flavor, but pretty much like a green tea. You know, it didn't really have a whole lot to it. And I thought, wow, my first cycle, it already tastes weak. It's really gonna not be very good at all by the time I get to my third or fourth cycle. And it's not that way at all. This is like the complete opposite. So it's quite unique. This one seems to come alive. It'll start to come alive on your second cycle. When you get into your third and fourth cycle, it just comes completely alive. You can see all the bubbles I get now. So this must be like a slow brewing type of a tea, yerba mate tea. I think maybe that has to do with it being older plants that are picked, because it does have these really dark leaves in it, and you can see that. It's hard to tell now, but it's a really dark color when it's all wet. The leaves are even darker than they are in the bag. So I really think it's an older yerba mate plants that are picked and put in there, and that creates this slow brewing but very sweet yerba mate. The best way I can describe what I'm getting out of this is it's a bittersweet, kind of like a like some kind of a dark chocolate. You know, you kind of get that chocolatey taste to it, but it's sweet in the beginning and a little bit of bitter aftertaste. That's what I kind of get out of that. But I'm surprised how sweet it is. And I pick up some pine nuts and a little bit of wheat, like dough, out of it. And I'd have to say that what's really unique is that when I'm doing my first cycle, like I said, you pick up the sweetness. And as you go through each cycle, you still have that little bit of sweetness, but it starts to fade and you get more of the bitterness at the end and more of a bold, stronger flavor at the end. So it's kind of neat because as you're going through it, instead of it getting weaker, it actually seems like it's getting stronger. It really comes alive. Like I said, it must be a slow brewing type of yerba mate leaf, because it's really coming alive as I go through each cycle. This is my fourth cycle now, fourth or fifth, and it has a fantastic wake up. After my second cycle, even though the first cycle seemed so weak, I got a great wake up out of it. Pepped me right up. Good, nice caffeine high going on into my fourth cycle here. And I have to say, it's really good. It's really unique the way it brews, so don't be disappointed in the first cycle, because it has nothing to show for it in that first cycle, but as you get into that third and fourth cycle, it's completely different. So I'm really enjoying this one, and I think you would if you like those flavors, like a little bit of pine nut, a little bit of dough wheaty kind of a taste, and then, like I said, you've got that bittersweetness going on there, like a dark chocolate kind of a thing. It is very creamy and silky on your tongue. Definitely a lot of creaminess to it right off from the beginning. You pick that up. So very good. Again, that's ROAPIPÓ, an organic yerba mate from Argentina, and it's elaborada con palo, which means, like I said, it comes with the leaves, with the stems that are from the original plant, so you get the whole leaf and stem all together, which can be quite a nutritious way of getting everything that you're wanting to get out of the plant itself. So it's really good. So I would give it a thumbs up, and definitely going to enjoy this one sitting here by the fire, just trying to get warm and start my day with a little bit of energy. And I hope you all are having a fantastic day, and I wish you all the best in health. Salud.